Hello guys, Contemplative Fitness here and welcome back to another video. Today I am continuing the tour of all my old training spots. It's actually my last day here in the UK and I'm taking you to one of my favourite calisthenics parks in London, Kennington Park. So I need to quickly hop on the tube to get there, and the reason it's one of my favourite calisthenics parks, it's quite easy for me to get to and there's a good set of bars there. They've got multiple pull-up bars of different heights and they're very wide in case you want to do any freestyle moves. They've got high dip bars and it's just a nice area. It's partly shaded, so when it's hot on those summer days you can stand in the shade when you're resting. There's also a very large variety of people training there and I've had a lot of good conversations with people who I've met there. I was quite keen to throw some freestyle moves today at the park, but actually I was feeling very fatigued from the past few days where I've been doing a lot of different things. I've actually started learning to rollerblade at the moment. I've been doing a lot of heavy parkour, so my body was feeling quite fatigued. For that reason, I just kept it to the reps, which I can always rely on despite how I'm feeling. Reps always keep it simple, and simplicity is the ultimate form of sophistication. I start off with my usual warm-up, which is always 10 minutes. I never rush it. And I always like to warm up the wrists. Everything you do in calisthenics goes through your wrists. So any pulling, any pushing, it all starts with the wrists. So I always begin my warm up just stretching out the wrists, getting them nice and mobilized. Then I like to do some dead hangs, hanging from the bar, or doing some support holds, either in the dip position on a straight bar or in the parallel bars. Then I do a few reps here and there, and after about 10 minutes when I'm feeling warm, I get to the workout. And the warm-up isn't just for the body, it's also for the mind. It gets you in the right headspace, it gets you ready and primed to work out. So the first thing I'm starting with today is a little superset involving muscle ups, straight bar dips and pull-ups without leaving the bar. So I started with 1 muscle up, 10 straight bar dips and 5 pull-ups. That was my first set. After a little bit of rest, did the same thing again, but doing 2 muscle ups, and then a bit more rest, the same thing again, but doing 3 muscle ups, then the 10 straight bar dips and 5 pull-ups. I could tell I was slightly fatigued because my muscle ups involved a fair amount of kipping for me, so I was hinging at the hips, as you can see. And this wasn't really part of the training session, but I did just fancy doing some handstands. And I always like to do handstands on the parallel bars with a bit of height. The usual parallel bars, which I used to use, were being taken at that time, so I had to move to the smaller parallel bars. And these bars aren't actually ideal for me because they've got 2 pillars at the front and back of the bars, which basically mean there's no room for error. I can't over-rotate because I'd fall into them. Which is how I like to bail out my handstands. So I gave it a first attempt and the fear got the better of me, so I just came straight back down. But I managed to get it on the second attempt, but I wasn't fully locked out. And then on the third attempt, I managed to lock out fully, do the negative, and even hold the bottom portion of the 90-degree push-up for a few seconds, and then into L-sit. After this, I got straight back into the reps. And this time, I was doing another superset, 1 muscle up, followed by 5 straight bar dips, back down, do another muscle up, 5 straight bar dips, back down, do another muscle up, 5 straight bar dips. And I did this set 2 times. And you might be wondering why I like to do these random set combinations. And the reason is I do get a certain enjoyment from these endurance sets. I enjoy the creativity of what could otherwise be quite a boring and repetitive exercise. I enjoy thinking of a new set and challenging myself to complete it. And I can usually gauge what I can achieve, and it's nice to sit on the edge of that whilst keeping it interesting. It's like doing a superset, but all the movements are integrated at different times, and there's something quite satisfying about doing a really long unbroken set. My shoulder was hurting slightly from the muscle ups, so I finished off the session with a superset of 15 pulls and 20 dips for 3 sets each, with as much rest as needed between sets. And that was that. My final workout in the UK before flying back to Australia tomorrow. You'll no longer see any more of my workouts in the UK, but I'll be broadcasting everything back from Australia when I get there. I would have actually loved to show you one more calisthenics park in London called Royal Oak, which actually in my opinion is the best calisthenics park in London. But on this trip I just didn't quite have enough time to make it all the way there. It's a bit further out for me. But this park definitely has the best bars and the best calisthenics community feels. I'm hoping next time when I'm back I'll be able to take you there and show you what it's all about. As always guys, thank you so much for watching, and if you have any questions or anything you'd like to comment, please ask a question in the comment section below. I answer all the questions. You can follow me on other socials like Instagram and TikTok at Contemplative Fitness. Make sure you like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.